Hey everyone, it's Michael Kikle. I hope you're doing well today. Sorry about the lack of videos for the last month or so. I've just been busy not making videos and watching things, and reading things too a little bit. I have a review today for a book that I picked up in October or November, one that I've been so excited to get around to reading at some point because it looked like it'd be right up my alley. I thought it'd be kind of a parody comic of something I grew up loving, and you could probably tell what that is if you haven't heard of this book before by the title alone. This series is called Go Go Loser Ranger. And I'm reviewing Volume 1 only by Neji Haruba. Or Negi Haruba? I don't know how you say that name. But anyway, this is a manga. And it's a 200-page manga, as always, typically for any volume you get that's not a big special edition, 2-in-1, 3-in-1, whatever. It's supposed to be a parody of Power Rangers. And it is. And I love it. It's so directly related to being a parody of Power Rangers, it should have just been Power Rangers in like a silly new manga way. I never read Super Sentai. I know they have comics of that. I see the English version of those at the store all the time. So you probably can't do that over there, but this is clearly a parody of Super Sentai, Power Rangers, whatever. And I've been a fan of Power Rangers since I was a kid. Many of you know that. We're all 90s kids probably here, and a lot of us grew up reading and watching this kind of stuff. This was so much fun. Everything from its parody to what it's setting up in the future, what directions I seem to think it'll be going, and what it hints at by the end of the volume. I think it's going to be a great series. I know it recently became an anime, or at least it premiered as an anime here in America from the Japanese anime. I don't know how long that's been running. But I had a friend at work I had asked about the series. He said the anime was good. I'm assuming he saw at the time about as much as I did when I read this recently. And it was a blast. I can't wait to pick up every volume of this just like I am with my other ongoings I'm loving, like Die Dark and Dragon Ball Super. So anyway, let's get to the plot here of Go Go Loser Ranger. Essentially, there is this city that you can move into that has another city floating above it, attached to it by these massive chains on like 4 or 5 sides that hang down kind of like Kami's Palace in Dragon Ball, that are chaining that little island thing. It's not really little, it's pretty big, to the planet, right? And our main character is one of the monsters that used to live on that planet, or whatever it is. And every Sunday, that monster army come down, kind of like the Putties and Lord Zed and all that from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They come down every Sunday, and it's broadcast on TV for the last, 13 or 15 years, something like that. I think it was 13 years, of the Dragon Keepers, who are superheroes, defeating these things. The monster army, and at least the character we follow, are pretty confident and say pretty often that this stuff is scheduled and planned to show them fail, but they're immortal. You can chop off their heads and stuff, and the monster army won't die. They can shapeshift into different creatures and other people, and so our character here, for the first time in 13 years, apparently he is the first ever of the monster army to decide to sneak into this place like a regular human being, and eventually to destroy the Dragon Keepers. And the Dragon Keepers also have their different colors, which go back to the Power Rangers thing. Dragon Keeper alone sounds like you would have had one of the versions of Power Rangers. Like, they did cars, they did dinosaurs, they did animals, like in Wild Force. They did Mystic Ninja, wind shit. They did so many things. Dragon Keeper sounds like a version of Power Rangers or Super Sentai. And maybe it is over in Super Sentai, since I've never watched that. I don't know. But, essentially, he wants to destroy them at some point, and he begins to kind of wiggle his way into this world and finds out that there are, basically people being trained in different, places to be like the new Red Ranger, or in this case, Red Keeper, or the next Yellow Keeper, and so on and so on. And he meets a lot of the people who are the current ones on TV for the last 13 years. And it's kind of got this celebrity feel to it. Like, he meets these people, they could be doing posters and billboards and stuff, advertising, energy drinks and stuff. It's really fun. So far, from 200 pages, it's a great introduction to a series. It's the kind of thing that I think, Attack on Titan didn't get when I tried that first volume all those years ago. This is probably one of the best first volumes of a series I've ever read for manga, comics, anything, because it gets the humor down so well. It has a very dry sense of humor. And a lot of that involves the main character constantly getting decapitated by this one girl who is some kind of keeper. I forgot which color she is since it's a black and white comic. But she seems to want to destroy the I keep trying to call them Power Rangers. She keeps wanting to destroy the Dragon Keepers, but she's clearly not normal. She's clearly a very creepy, weird person. I cannot wait to see where things go with her, but she keeps decapitating the main character after she finds out he's a monster. And it's so funny, dude. There are so many panels of him just like trying to eat lunch at like a bar and getting his head chopped off. At like the bar when no one's looking, which would not work with how much noise that would probably make and how much violence it would take to tear somebody's head off with a spoon. It's not gory at all, mind you. It's just funny, silly, like when somebody has their head knocked off, it looks like they're fading a little bit, you know, like in that area that was cut. It's not bloody, so if you're worried about that for your kids, your grandkids, whatever, it's not like that, folks. It's a very fun, silly read. For me, it gets everything that I wanted My Hero Academia to be. I've only read 2 volumes of My Hero Academia. I'm going to give it my usual rule of 1 more volume. I own volume 3, sadly. I do not like My Hero Academia. I think it fucking sucks. It's so boring. It's so lame. My friends swear that it gets better, and I just cannot see it. I just cannot see it getting any better for me. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe the anime is better. I don't know, but the manga's not good. Go-Go Loser Ranger from the get-go, from chapter 1 for me, it gets things better. It just from the premise alone, again, it feels like it could be kind of like a Power Rangers season on its own, and I love that about it. I love how the title is a reference to the American version of the song. I don't think overseas it was Go-Go Power Rangers for the Super Sentai season of Mighty Morphin, so that's even funnier to match up with the parody for me. The Dragon Keeper costumes look really cool. They look like if Power Ranger costumes, kind of like in Mystic Force, had capes. They have the different styles. They have a little bit of a reference to whatever season it was of Power Rangers where they had like arrows going down like their helmets and shit. It kind of looks like that. I really dig that. But at the same time, the helmets kind of look like what you had in, I think it was Light Force. Is that the season I'm thinking of? With like the circles and shapes and stuff. Not like, obviously not like Zeo, but kind of like Zeo. But like with colored visors and stuff. That's really sick. I love when Power Rangers does that. But anyway, Go-Go Loser Ranger, I had a blast with. I thought the art was good. I thought it was just overall, it was a really fun read that made me laugh a lot. And that's really what I wanted out of it. If you're looking for that kind of thing too, and you love Power Rangers or just superhero comics in general, you don't have to know a fucking thing about Power Rangers, and you can go into this book and have such a good time, you know? I recommend it alone on that. So if you haven't read it before, definitely take out the time and check out Go-Go Loser Ranger Volume 1. Super fun. Cannot wait to see where the future volumes go after this. It's kind of a palate cleanser for me after dealing with the rest of the Star Wars KOTOR comics, which I just finished up. I did not review all of those individually. I thought I was going to kind of just quit at one point, even though I bought all those comics. I decided to force myself through. Maybe I'll kind of do a roundup video talking about the KOTOR volumes in general, because I'll probably never reread those ever again. Jesus. But this was a total palate cleanser for me, as well as some Marvel Essentials Ghost Rider Volume 1, which is excellent so far. So anyway, have you read Go-Go Loser Ranger? What did you think about it? Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. I'd love to hear everything you have to say about this series. Have you watched the anime? Is it any good? I'd love to hear all that down below too. Anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Catch you later, and goodbye.